Hello and welcome back to a new journey in Path of Titans. Today we begin our journey as the fearless Pachy in the beautiful savannah. And what do my inflamed eyes see on the horizon? Something lonely, turkey-like. And immediately I wondered if I should switch to my city to offer this poor, lonely soul company and protection. And while a small, mangy critter was chasing me, it turned out that this little turkey could have used a little protection. It's probably not by the book, but my Pachy screamed his heart out for no reason at all. Considering he was alone, I have to say he did incredibly well. But unfortunately, Carnis are rarely alone in this game, and Herbis are all the more common. Out of boredom, and to collect money for my somewhat less survivable dinosaurs, I started questing. However, the two killers left me the trophy that would accompany me for quite some time. So I set out on the glorious path to find a baby dinosaur. Well, as always, really. In Green Hills, I noticed a turkey and inevitably wondered if it was the same one. Spoiler. Yes, it was. Not far away, a dime was resting, and somehow I could smell that he wasn't doing it to make himself a sandwich in real life. And it happened as it had to happen. And even though there were two of them this time, the little turkey lost his life again. However, the Lambeo wasn't the brightest bulb in the box either, as he was resting in the middle of Green Hills. Even if no other danger lurked, the dime could attack him again right away. Why are people so stupid? I was really excited to see if the Lambeo would get away, but unfortunately I was harassed myself, so the recording didn't capture the other fight. But oh well. At least now I can see how my Pachy fares against a Quetz after all the nerfs. Emotionally, I would have said I really beat up the Quetz. But when you look at the recording, you can see that it wasn't as clear-cut as I would have liked. Since I didn't land a single charge, I still think the result is acceptable. I can also be grateful that the two Pycnos didn't want to take a walk through the forest and stumble across an almost dead Pachy. After my life had regenerated, the wild ride continued. Two Achillos approached the waterhole, and although I think that an Achillo and a Pachy are fairly equal opponents, I was slightly concerned. After all, there were two of them. But they didn't seem interested. I was a bit puzzled that the two of them were conserving their stamina the whole time, but they obviously knew exactly how to play an Achillo. A Titan approached, and the two of them simply mowed it down. At first, I thought they must have taken a lot of damage, but no, they didn't. They simply overpowered the Titan. And for a moment, I was really incredibly glad that these Achillos didn't want to eat me. In Rippled Beach, I finally saw a baby. Thank God. But somehow, the little bugger didn't want anything to do with me. At first, I thought that the player might not see me walking behind him, so I tried to make myself noticed. But either he was super annoyed with me or just really stupid because he started biting me. I briefly considered massacring him, but I didn't want him to attack just because he felt provoked. So I let it go and just ran away, crying, inside, like a winner. Since he also threw himself off every cliff, I suspect that he was either really stupid or had no idea what damage means in a game. In any case, I just couldn't get rid of this little shit. You have to give him credit for one thing. He has perseverance. But unfortunately, it's not enough to annoy a Pachy to death in order to eat it. So I tried to save myself by climbing onto a rock. But the little idiot was going to finish the job for me. Well, that's karma for you. And there are my two Achillo friends again. I hope they're still not hungry for Pachy. I actually wanted to offer them the dead baby Acro as a sacrifice, but they probably just interpret my roaring as annoying lunacy. Meanwhile, I had become thirsty and wanted to refresh myself at the pond, but I heard strange noises and a soft, gobbling sound. Since I didn't know how many were still hiding there, I circled the pond at a safe distance. And then it happened. The Utah shot out of the thicket and attacked me. In this case, I can say that I did absolutely the right thing. I beat him up, but when I realized he was panicking, I spared him. And he turned out to be a really nice teammate. And since the game is also about fighting, I'm not mad at him for trying. Lucky for him, I didn't need a trophy at the time. Unfortunately, the rest of my journey was not very successful, but a successful leap to my death was a must. And I think this Spino had already seen his lunch in me. And then, finally, a baby para. My goodness. And then someone actually asked me at the same time if I still had the trophy. Seriously, guys? Are you kidding me? I carry this shit around for 1.5 hours and then 2 people fight over it? Well, first come, first served. I tried to find another trophy, but the time until the reset seemed very short to me. So let's just enjoy the beautiful scenery for a moment. I have to say it again and again. The game really tries hard. Sure, it doesn't look like Avatar, but I still appreciate it. I briefly made friends with 2 Halls, and then made peace with the fact that Seraphine would unfortunately not be receiving a trophy. But that's okay. I think today has been exciting enough, and I hope you had a bit of fun. See you next time, my Dino friends.